Hey guys, what's up, and welcome back to another video. So if you could tell by the title, I'm going to be doing a pregnancy Q&A type of video today. I just thought that this would be fun to look back on, since I know I'm not going to remember every aspect of my pregnancy once it's over. I thought that this would be a fun video to have to look back on in a few years, or when I'm pregnant, with our second baby. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to have the comparison to see how I was feeling and how things were now, and then how they are in the future. So I just have some questions that I'm going to answer because I want to have this to look back on. I think it'll be cool to have for memories. So what was the process like for you getting pregnant? So we were very, very, very lucky with how I got pregnant. So we ended up, we were supposed to have an actual wedding at the beginning of January of 2021, and we were planning a wedding, and we both really wanted to have kids really soon, but Sean wanted to wait, my husband wanted to wait until we were married, which was, totally fine. And so I got pregnant in November, and like I said, we got married in January. We still ended up getting married, but we just eloped, just the two of us. But I was like, I've seen so many people say that it takes months and months, sometimes even longer than that, to get pregnant. So I'm like, why don't we just start trying now? We're not gonna get pregnant in the first month or two, so who cares? So that was not the case for us. We were very, very, very thankful and very blessed, and we got pregnant probably one of the very first times that we even tried. So like I said, that was in November, and I got my first positive pregnancy test on December 2nd. So thankfully it was a very easy process for us. How did you find out you were pregnant? So like I said, it was December 2nd, and I think I was supposed to start my period either that day or the day after. And I didn't really feel like the way that I usually feel when I was about to start my period, and because I knew we had kind of been trying, a little bit, so I'm like, just for fun, I had no intentions of it being positive. I did not think it would be positive. But I went to the store, took a test, and it was positive. I took 4 in the same night just to make sure that I wasn't crazy, because like I said, it was so fast that I was like, this has to be a joke or something. But it was positive. How did you tell your partner that you were pregnant? So not in a very fun way like a lot of people do. Like I said, I wasn't expecting the test that I took that day to be positive. So I got home from work, I took the test, and it wasn't very faint, but it was a pretty faint line. I had the one that had the plus, so it was a pretty faint line, but it was definitely there. And the box that I bought came with 2 pregnancy tests. So I took the first one, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think this one is actually positive. So I took the second one, and Sean was just sitting out here on the couch, and I came in and I was like, do you think that this looks positive? And he was like, yeah, that looks pretty positive to me. And I was like, okay, then it's positive. So I told him, basically as soon as I saw it, I told him. So it wasn't a very fun thing. How did you tell your parents? So I actually told my mom the day after, because the day after I found out, because I couldn't hold it in anymore. Me and my mom talk all the time, and I just couldn't keep it, and I had to tell someone. So I just sent her a picture of the pregnancy test with no context, and that was it. And then that same day, so the day after I found out, my parents were coming over for dinner anyway. We already planned it before I had found out, and we were just kind of sitting there, and I was like, it was just my mom and my sister and my aunt and my mom. And my mom already knew, but I told her not to tell anybody. But it was the same day, so she didn't really have the time to tell anybody anyways. But I told Sean, I was like, you should just like blurted out at dinner. So that's exactly what he did, and my family was so excited, and they still are. And then the way we told Sean's parents was, so Sean wanted to wait to tell his parents until Christmas, and I found out on December 2nd, like I said, and we see them all the time, and I was like, I don't think I can wait till Christmas, like that's way too long. I was already starting to feel sick by that point, and I was like, we just can't keep it a secret. So we ended up telling them a couple days later. We bought this card that you like scratch the front off, and it came with like a secret message, and the message said like, I'm pregnant, or you're gonna be a grandma, or something along those lines. And that's how we told them, and they were also very, very excited. So did you want to find out the gender, or did you want it to be a surprise? So I never had any intention of it being a surprise. Neither did Sean. I don't think that I could wait that long. I give props to people who do, because I'm such like a planner and like need to know type of person that I really don't think that I could. I think it might be fun with like our last baby, if we already have like a boy and a girl and we just like want to see what happens. But definitely with this first one, we found out pretty soon as we could, because we wanted to know. If you could have chose boy or girl, which would you want? Honestly, I didn't really have a preference. From the day that I found out I was pregnant, I said this in another video, I said it was a boy, and I called him a boy the entire time until we actually found out for sure that he was a boy. I don't know, I had like I don't know, I just had like an instinct or something. Not that I definitely could have totally been wrong, and we would have been 100% happy and the same excitement for a girl. But I just had told myself and had thought the whole time, just based on my own thoughts, that it was a boy, that if it would have been a girl, I would have been so surprised. But we would have been happy the same either way. Have you had your name picked out for a while? So no. So I've had a girl name picked out since I was like 16. It's like in my notes on my phone, it's like my girl name, like my whole family knows like this is my name. So I've had the girl name picked out for quite a while, but I've always had like certain boy names, but I never had one that I was like, this is my boy name. And then once I got pregnant, we just kind of started looking at both, just because obviously we didn't know. And then once we found out that he was a boy, we really didn't have any like issues figuring out a name. I think we were just like looking on Google at names, and Sean said, what do you think about Knox? K-N-O-X. And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. It's short and sweet. It's like unique, but not like too unique. And we basically agreed on it from there. We both loved the name, and that's been his name ever since. So his first name is Knox, and his middle name is Easton, E-A-S-T-O-N. So we had no trouble coming up with his name, and we both really love it. So do you like being pregnant? I would say yes and no. I really do like being pregnant, because it's not something that everyone gets to do, obviously. And it's something that I don't take for granted, because I know a lot of people who struggle and a lot of people who can't get pregnant, and I do not take it for granted. I do love feeling him kick. He kicks me all the time now. Today I am 29 weeks and like 2 days, so I feel him kick me all the time. So that is probably like the best part about being pregnant. I wouldn't necessarily say that I love being pregnant. My pregnancy has been very easy up until this point so far, so I've been very lucky for that. But I don't know, I wouldn't say I dislike it, but it's definitely not my favorite thing. Are you nervous about labor? So before I got pregnant, I would think about this all the time because I always knew that I wanted kids, multiple kids, and I was like, how am I supposed to do this? Because I have a very big fear of like hospitals and needles and all that. But being pregnant, I've had to get my blood drawn, shots, and get used to going to hospitals, so that has helped me out tremendously, and I'm a lot more calm about that than I was. As far as labor itself, I'm not going to say no that I'm not nervous at all, but I'm definitely not as nervous as I thought that I would be. I just keep telling myself, like, my body's made for this. Like, women have been doing this for years and years and years before me, and you know, this, I trust my body and I trust it to do what it's supposed to do, so I'm really not that nervous. What are you most nervous about motherhood? I'm not really nervous about many things because I just know that it'll come with instinct, and I have a lot of people who can help me if I need any help with anything. But I don't know, it's just obviously going to be a very big life change. Right now it's just me and Sean. We have 2 dogs, and like if I want to go to Target, I can just be like, hey, bye, I'm going to Target, and like it's that easy, just to like get up and go and do things and go places. And not that you can't do that stuff with a baby, but it does, you know, you have to pack a bag and you have to make sure they've eaten and you got diapers, and like it's just like a whole different ball game, which I'm so excited for. I'm so excited to have him. Like, I just am so excited every single day and wish it would come faster. But I'm not really nervous. I'm very excited about this new change. I've always wanted to be a mom. Ever since I could remember, I wanted to be a mom, and we're both just so excited. Yeah. When are you due? So like I said, I'm 29 weeks and a couple days. My due date is August 11th, but at my 28-week appointment last week, I was measuring at 30 weeks. So I am measuring a little bit ahead. So I don't know if he's going to be, you know, early, or if he's, you know, I don't know. At my appointment, he was weighing 3 pounds. So, but they said that he shouldn't be more than about 8 pounds. So we're just seeing what happens. And like I said, we're just very excited and blessed to have this experience. I also saw another question about like the hospital, like who can be there. So I haven't really talked about like labor and delivery too much with my OB, just because we haven't been there yet, but it is kind of getting closer. But as of what I know, what I think, I'm pretty sure I can still only have one person in the room with me, which will obviously be my husband, Sean, which I'm very thankful that he can be in the room with me, and he has been able to come to all my doctor's appointments with me, so that's been amazing too. But I think only one person can be in the room with me as of right now. That could change since the whole mask mandate ended. I don't know what the plans are. Yeah, because I would really love for my mom to be able to be there too. I would love that. But oh, I saw something else about like what are we doing with our dogs. So as of right now, if my mom cannot be in the room, then she will just be staying at our house with our dogs and taking care of them because they love her. They are very familiar with her. But if she can somehow, they change the rules and she can be there, then we'll just ask like one of Sean's siblings or one of our friends. I'm not too concerned about it. We'll find someone to watch them, but it's most likely going to be my mom because I don't know if they'll change the whole mask situation and visitor situation by then. But that's just kind of what I'm thinking. Another thing I just wanted to talk about, just so I can remember, is any cravings that I've had. I crave a lot of chocolate and strawberries, which I love both of those things, but I'm not really much of a chocolatey, like, sweet person, so that one's kind of weird for me. But like after dinner, I like need like a cookie or like something like chocolatey. And I've also been really into like slushies. Like McDonald's has a Coke slushie that I really love, and just like any kind of slushies or anything like that I've been really into. But that is, I think, all the questions that I had. So that is going to be it for this video. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, I would be happy to answer. So that is going to be it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.